Look at that. I was going to make it rain to put the fire.
Don't worry, I'm on it.
Be my guest.
Miraculous Ladybug is off to a great start, and I've really enjoyed Season 6 so far. There are many stylistic and narrative changes, but all of them are for the better. I love the direction the story is going, as our favorite superheroes are getting older and squaring off against more complex and morally gray villains. There's a lot at stake with every Miraculous at play, and everyone needs to be on their guard if they don't want to be caught by the new Butterfly Miraculous wielder. With only a handful of episodes released so far, several moments have caught my eye, and I will count down 10 of the best in today's video.
Now I'm trying to make new ones, but I just can't seem to.
Number 10. The Aftermath of Gabriel Agreste. One of my favorite things from Season 6 is witnessing the aftermath of Gabriel's death. A part of me worried that the series would revert to the previous structure, where we would spend 5 minutes engaging with Marinette and Adrienne's personal lives before the rest of the episode followed the escapades of an akumatized villain. Fortunately, that's not the case, as Lila is more careful about who she transforms and how she utilizes them. In Season 6, we spend most of the episode with Marinette and Adrienne instead of Ladybug and Cat Noir, a change I'm more than happy with. I'm also glad that Marinette is reaping the repercussions of her actions. In the latest special, she chose to keep Monarch's identity a secret from the entire world to spare Adrienne the pain, but she struggled with guilt. She can't sleep, is increasingly anxious, and continuously asks others who know the truth if she made the right call. Some of these symptoms appear in the episode Illustrator, as she and Alya stay up late into the night discussing everything they know about Monarch to deduce what they can about the new wielder of the Butterfly Miraculous, to no avail. It's good to see that Gabriel's legacy keeps them on their toes and that they're using their many battles with Monarch as learning experiences.
And what we know about the new holder is... nothing! We know nothing! It's even worse than before!
Number 9. Marinette admitting her mistakes. We all know that Marinette has some troubling behaviors. In the earlier seasons, her attitude toward Adrienne was somewhat concerning, as she had his schedule memorized by heart and knew every aspect of his life. She was so nervous to be around him that they couldn't converse normally, which led to 5 seasons of miscommunication and missed opportunities. It wasn't until Marinette started putting her responsibilities as Ladybug above all else that their relationship started progressing, because she could speak to Adrienne as a friend rather than a potential romantic partner. Unfortunately, at the beginning of the 6th season, Marinette regresses and acts out in fear and jealousy. She doesn't know how to act in a relationship, so she tries to control everything, ultimately placing herself in awkward situations. She also stalks Sublime, following her throughout the school day and to her sponsorship trial, with her meddling causing Sublime to slip and break her prosthetic legs, an act that could have caused serious harm. Fortunately, Marinette realizes her mistakes and owns up to them each time, and it's refreshing to see her take accountability.
I'm sorry, Sublime. I should have just come talk to you, but I was afraid I wasn't good enough.
Number 8. Meeting Adrienne's grandparents. Adrienne has had an unfair start to life. No child should experience losing their parents so soon, especially when they have a scarce few family members to help care and provide for them moving forward. Like Adrienne, we fans knew very little about his extended family besides what Felix shared with Marinette in representation. Adrienne's parents forbade him from seeing his grandparents on either side, so he has never known them. However, with his parents gone, his grandparents steal the opportunity for a family dinner and to discuss custodial rights. While the dinner wasn't entirely stress-free for Adrienne, I did appreciate learning more about his family and seeing the types of environments Emily and Gabriel may have come from, which ultimately dictated their decisions as adults.
You think I don't know what you've been up to this whole time? Come on, be honest, tell us why you want so badly we should sign your contract!
Number 7. The Heroes' Daily Work. I have always wanted to see the heroes work beyond the occasional akumatized villain. Ladybug and Cat Noir go on daily patrols, but we never see them stop a petty theft, help a lost child, or aid an older adult across the street. Their exploits were always high stakes, but now that Monarch is gone, I'm glad Paris is thriving under a new mayor and with fewer akumatizations. In Illustrator, we finally see the heroes putting their powers to practical use, performing mundane tasks across the city to improve a civilian's day. It's refreshing. I loved Miss Hound trying to save a cat, Ryuko rushing to a house fire, and Carapace sealing the hole in a bridge until bystanders could get to safety. Their selfless acts that seem like so little are what heroes should be all about.
Etch. Awesome job, Miss Hound.
Yeah, well, I didn't have time to do much.
Ow! Polymouse!
Number 6. Adrienne speaking his mind. While it's not the most groundbreaking development, there's a scene in Daddy Cop that I loved. In the episode, Marinette planned a date with Adrien despite having plans to host a movie night with her friends simultaneously. She tries to keep the date by convincing Adrien to come to the movie night, but he refuses, claiming it's supposed to be a girls' night, a tradition they do each month, and he doesn't want to intrude on their fun. Marinette spends the entire day trying to convince him, yet Adrien holds firm, refusing to budge on the matter. He's kind and respectful about it the whole time, and it's good to see him put a boundary in place and hold his ground after 5 seasons of being pushed around by other people.
Like a couple group thing. Surprise!
I'm not coming, Marinette.
Number 5. Sublime's introduction. Before the series was released, the showrunners promised fans that the 6th season would feature characters with disabilities. Naturally, this news had the fandom buzzing as there is little representation of disabilities in Miraculous Ladybug. Fortunately, they delivered their promise early on and were introduced to a new character in Sublimation. Sublime doesn't allow her prosthetics to keep her down. She runs with Adrien every morning, she's a music prodigy, she's great with animals, and she's training to enter the World Championship for running with Tomoe Tsurugi as her sponsor.
There's no danger. I'm not hurt. Everything is fine.
Number 4. Lila's villainy. I've said it once and I'll say it again, but Lila will always make a better villain than Gabriel. She has the patience, forethought, and dedication to make elaborate plans she can follow through with. No matter how meticulous Marinette is, Lila is still 3 steps ahead, preventing anyone from learning her secret identity. I love that she makes her voice overlap to conceal her gender and that she doesn't have a name. Unlike Gabriel, she forgoes the flashy costume, keeping every facet of her body hidden to ensure no one recognizes her during akumatizations. Speaking of which, she's not above renouncing akumas if a villain goes against her wishes or hijacking their bodies to launch her own attacks, such as the anti-kumas that zap the heroes' powers. Lila has many tricks up her sleeve, and I'm sure we've barely scratched the surface.
I lost my powers! What are these?
Number 3. Sabrina's redemption. I love a good redemption arc. Granted, I'm not sure Sabrina needed much of one after seeing how guilt-ridden and upset she was in Daddy Cop. She knew what she did as Chloe's sidekick was wrong and hurt many people, so she didn't expect Marinette and the other girls to accept her. Her self-worth and desperation to atone are low enough that she tries to give up her Miraculous, but with a bit of encouragement from Ladybug, she accepts how much she has changed since Chloe's departure and undergoes a transformation that allows the real her to shine.
Surely something can be done?
Do you know how to make the Hoenn star return to Jupiter another day?
Number 2. Alya becomes the successor. We all knew it was coming. As Marinette's best friend and fellow Miraculous wielder, it's no surprise that Alya was the first person to learn Ladybug's secret identity. However, as the only person to know at the time, she quickly became partial to crucial knowledge, including the passkey to the Miracle Box, how to read the Grimoire, caring for the Kwamis, and wielding the Ladybug Miraculous when Marinette could not. Whether she realized it or not, Marinette spent the 4th and 5th seasons training Alya to become her successor and next guardian. Yet that didn't make the scene less heartfelt when she gifted Alya a second Ladybug Kawagatama and made it official.
You'll then be in charge of the team. Alya Césaire, do you agree to officially become my deputy?
Number 1. Adrien stays in Paris. The hardest part of Where Papa's was watching Natalie keep her distance from Adrien when everyone knows he views her as a maternal figure. She's right to say she can never replace Emily, but that doesn't mean she can't become a maternal figure in her stead. Fortunately, Natalie realizes this by the end of the episode after an enlightening speech from Marinette because it allows Adrien to stay in Paris, the city he has always called home. Otherwise, he would have needed to leave everything and everyone he knew behind, likely including Plague and Cat Noir. We can only hope his grandparents won't return later with a change of heart.
My life is here in Paris, with Marinette, my friends, and you.
Miraculous Ladybug wouldn't be the same without needless misunderstandings, quirky akumatized villains, and heartfelt conversations between the main cast. The showrunners know what works best to keep their longtime fans coming back, and they're using the same tropes from season 1, while also broaching on more mature storylines that complement their aging characters. It's complicated to balance, but with so many fantastic moments packed within a few episodes, it's obvious the series is in good hands.
I don't need to try to do everything on my own all the time when I have a super team I can rely on.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
But they were out of them. Drinks. But that's okay. Let's get a drink in that cafe!